When you think of nail art, you think of someone getting excited to go to the Wicked movie and getting Glinda and Elphaba portraits painted onto their nails. And you think of somebody's birthday set of nails having candles and cakes drawn all over the nails, a nail set that took 4 hours to complete. I know this is what you think of when you think of nail art, because for a long time, this is what I thought of. Well, open your mind to subtle nail art. Listen, this is not a new concept. We all know what subtle nail art is, but I feel like the nail art trend got so extreme for a minute there, where everyone was getting the most detailed sets of nails. It was like, whoa. And then it sort of became, at least for me, this thing where I was like, oh, I can't even think about this anymore. Like the pressure for me, it got so overwhelming. I was like, I can't participate in this anymore. I never really did, because I've never had the patience to sit down for nail art that would take that long. But I don't know. I was so exposed to it on the internet and stuff that I ended up kind of ditching nail art altogether. Also, too, I was like, it doesn't match with anything. I don't know. I just was kind of put off by it in a way. And I was getting, honestly, just plain red nails for a long time. It always looks good. And it's still my favorite plain polished color. But I recently was like, you know what? I think I'm ready to get back into nail art a little bit. Nail art is cool because it's temporary. It's a temporary accessory. Like if you buy a pair of sunglasses, you're committing to that style of sunglass because you purchased an item. You know what I mean? When you're buying jewelry, you're committing to that style of jewelry. And that's an item that you ideally want to have and utilize for as long as possible. The cool thing about nail art is that it inevitably will come off your fingers. Yes, there is a financial commitment, but there's not like a material commitment. And I think now more than ever, that is a cool idea because trends have sort of taken Gen Z in a chokehold. Everybody is obsessed with purchasing whatever the next trend is and participating in the next trend, usually spawned through TikTok. And I think it's leaving a lot of people with a lot of things in their closet that maybe they don't love enough. And I think a lot of people have become sort of addicted to participating in the trends because there's dopamine involved and we're also social creatures and we like to emulate one another. And it's gotten a bit toxic. And I think the idea of nail art is kind of the perfect way to participate in trends in a way that doesn't leave you with this material responsibility. And so I sort of had this epiphany about nail art and I was like, I should be doing nail art. Yes, it takes a little bit of extra time, but it's kind of the most flexible accessory that there is. And so the key for me was figuring out how do I do nail art enough where it feels exciting to me, but not to the point where it doesn't match anything. And that's been sort of a fun challenge. And I've found so many cool, subtle, neutral nail art designs. Mismatched sets of like a bunch of neutral colors with like blobs and swirls of color on them. Like just simple, neutral designs. I will say the design I have right now is not really very simple or neutral. I have like colorful stripes going on, but they're not so overpowering that they're like clashing with any outfits. So I'm back into nail art, but I feel like for me, in order for them to feel like an accessory, the art can't be too detailed. I want it to almost feel like fabric or something, like an extension of the clothes, not like detailed painted stuff on the nails. Does this make sense? Anyway,